Hello everyone. My name is Suhail. In this video, we'll understand about HTTP, all HTTP methods and requests. What are the things we have to know about HTTP? So, let's start with the video. Before going directly onto the topic, first we'll understand a simple scenario and then we will discuss about the HTTP. Okay. So let's consider there are two persons, person 1 and person 2. They both want to communicate with each other. Okay, person 1, person 1, this is a person 2. So they both want to communicate with each other. So if they want to communicate each other, they have to use a language to exchange the information with each other. In this example, person 1 and person 2 are using an English language to exchange the information or communicate with each other. This is related to HTTP protocol. So listen carefully. If you understand this scenario, you will easily understand the HTTP protocols. Okay. So there is a person 1 and person 2 want to communicate with each other and for exchange information they have to use a language. In our case, they are using a English language as a exchanging the protocol, exchanging the data. So person 1 says that the cow is eating grass. Person 1 says to the person 2, the cow is eating grass. It is a correct sentence which is understood by the person 2. What if person 1 told that grass the cow is eating? Is it make any sense in this sentence? No, right? Because while we are talking in any particular language, we have to follow some set of protocols, right? So similarly here they are speaking in English, they have to follow some set of protocols which is defined by the English language, right? They have to use proper grammar and they have to use proper sentences. This is a protocol which is defined by the English language. Similarly, in HTTP, we have protocols. While we use when we are exchanging the data or communicating with the server, when a client and server want to communicate, they have to follow some set of protocols. So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This is a protocol when client and server want to communicate with each other or exchanging the data, they have to follow this protocol which is defined by the HTTP. So in simple analogy, consider HTTP is a language, LANGUA, it is a language used, your browser, browser and server, it is a language browser and server speaking to exchanging the data. It is a simple analogy. You understand this? It is a simple analogy. Consider HTTP as a language. Your browser and server is speaking to exchange the data. Okay, now you understand what is a HTTP. It is a set of protocols client and server will use to exchange the data. So next, uh, it is a simple analogy. Like actually, what is the exact definition of the HTTP? Okay, so HTTP is a communication protocol. HTTP is a communication protocol. HTTP is a communication protocol between client and server. Between client and server. HTTP is a communication protocol between client and server. When a client and server want to communicate with each other, they'll use a HTTP protocols. This is simple. So, moving forward to the video, so what is the methods? Right, we have to know what is the protocols, what is the methods. First, we will understand what is a HTTP request. So, what is a HTTP request? HTTP request, it is a message. It is a message which is sent by the HTTP is a message which is sent by the client to the server to to perform some action. What is HTTP is a message which is sent by the client to the server to perform some action. This is a HTTP request. How a HTTP request will look like? Okay, in the server side, we will write all backend code. We will write all backend code, and we will understand the first methods. What are the HTTP methods? What are the HTTP methods? So we have some commonly used methods. Let's discuss those. Get is a method. Get is used to retrieve the data. A get method is used to retrieve the data, and similarly we have post. Post is used to create the data. Get is used to create the data, and post is used to get is used to retrieve the data, and post is used to create the data. And similarly we have delete. It used to delete the data. It is meaning of the words itself is understanding by the everyone. Delete is used to delete the data, and we have put. Put is used to it is replace the complete body of the message. Why we use this? Delete is put is replace an existing resource with a new resource. If we are sending um, we have already product in our in the database or in the server. When we send a request with a put with the same ID and same data and same ID, it will overwrite the existing data with a new data. So what is a put? Put is replace the existing data completely. Okay, and we have patch. Patch is used to update the some data. Update some fields. This is a commonly used methods in the HTTP. And moving forward to the next, we have, let's see the example of a simple HTTP method. So I am working on a project in which I am created a simple method. So this is when these all our methods we will use when we are implementing a REST services. Okay, so REST services is a completely another topic. We'll discuss in the next video. So here how it is look. No, it's not zooming. So this is a method where we have this. This is a method we are using. This is a method we are using a get method to retrieve the data, to retrieve the products from the server or from the database. We'll use this is a URL. This is a URL. When we invoke this products uh, products method, this particular method will be executed. I'll show you with a demo. Local let me check in which port this application is running. This is running at 8080, I think. Let me start the application. Local host 8080. This application has no explicitly mapping or errors. Let me check what is happening. So this is a get mapping we are using, and this is this will start once again. I'll start. So the application is starting. I'll show you the a simple request I have written for my project. As application is starting, let's check. Okay, the application is started at 8080. Let me check the database URL. Okay, so 8080 we have here. Let me open the browser again. This localhost 8080 has no explicit mapping for an error. You are seeing this for back August. Not found. The console fail to load the resources on this server. I think we have to start the database first. Let me check with the this is my database path. Connect. We have products, and so these are the products we have. We have started the database and we'll restart the server. I don't know why this. We are getting the products from this and this. We check is another server is also running on same port. Stop this. Okay, we'll start. Initializing the servers, initializing the server dispatcher select complete the installation in 6 minutes. Start again. Local head 0 not found. But actually it is in the correct path. Okay, in this I have not started the application. Right. I have to start this application. Let me start the application first. I'm directly running the backend without starting the front end. So sorry guys, this is my mistake. So let me wait for the application start. So here is the application we have started. So here, this is a complete front end part I have built using React. So these all products are fetch from the server. The server is a local host 8080. Here we started this server. This is a server path. How this looks like, I'll show you just a second. So actually when we start this application, when we start this application when we start this application, a particular appropriate method will be executed. Appropriate request will be sent to the server. This is a server, and here a particular controller will be invoked. Okay, here this controller method will be invoked. So our base API is this. I have defined in the environment variable, and from this get products method, this method will be executed. Okay, how it will look like, I'll show you. Example, when we get that a particular method will be executed, this is our URL in the backend. When we hit this, when we landed on this page, a request will be sent to the server, and then this get method will be invoked. For example, we are not doing anything. We are not sending data to the server, or any particular update or delete operations. We are not doing anything. We are just getting the data from the server. Okay, so if we use here a post, get is used for the get the resources, and post is used for the create the resources. Let's check. We are written a logic for get the data. Let's check what happened when we use a post mapping. Okay, let's restart the server and let's check what will happen. Okay, server is restarting, it's built, completed, and parsing Java. Let's check, guys. We have written a post here, but we are requesting for the data. It will take us some time because we are using we are not okay. This is server started. Let's restart. So this is error. An error occurred while fetching the products. When we use get method, we have, let's stop it here and understand the other topics. Okay, let's understand the other topics also. We'll come back to this. So this is a methods. We have some, while sending the HTTP request, we have HTTP headers. TP headers. What is a header? HTTP headers is a simple key value pair which consists a metadata like who is a client, and request is coming from the authenticated, request is authenticated or not. Like this information is stored in the HTTP header uh, about who is a client, and is the request is authenticated or not. All those information is present in the headers. And we have request body. In the request body, when we are sending the request to the server, a particular method have a request body. In theoretic, we don't have any request bodies for get and delete. For post, put, and patch, we have request body, because while we are getting the data, we no need to send anything to the server. We have to just send the product ID and a product name. Just we are fetching the data from the database. Okay, when we are using the post, we have to send the product name, product product ID, and everything about the product. We have to send a complete JSON object. Like I'll show how it will looks like. Okay, now I'll invoke this server again here. We have seen in the UI part, right? Let's see what actually when a HTTP sent a request to the server, how a server returns the data. Okay, I have written in the server. This is method is a post method. So here is a error method not allowed. It will throwing the 405 error. Let's revert back it to the post mapping, get mapping, and let's restart the server. Restart the server. So when a HTTP, I'm in the HTTP body, right? So let's complete the HTTP body and come back to the topic. HTTP body it is some data which we are sending to the server while creating the resource or deleting the resource or updating the resource. Okay, it's a sim data. It is a data. That's it. And moving forward, we have request parameters. Okay, what are the request parameters? What are the request parameters? You have observed in the URLs while we are invoking some URL, you will see like this, like question mark and color e equals to some red and id equals to like this. You have seen like this while you are invoking some URLs, right? This is a method request parameters. How method parameters will look like this is a request parameters. Okay, and coming back to the example, this is we are revert back to the get mapping. Let's restart our web and it will fetch the data. Because we are returning the correct method, it will directly fetch the data. So we got the data. When we are sending request to the server, it will actually send a JSON format of data. Okay, I will show you how it will look. So this is a URL we are invoking. This is a HTTP get method. This is here, you can see the method is there and URL is there. This is I will explain you. Let's first see the how the data server will throw. See, this is how data looks when server send the response. First you will understand, we are sending a method, we are using get method, which we have a URL like a path to resource. Path to resource. This is a method we are using here. Let's copy this. This is a URL we are fetching. This is a get method actually. This is a request, complete request. How it will look when we send, when we send a request like this to the server, which is we have started in the localhost 8080. It will check whether the request is authenticated and what are the things they have consist of request parameters or any request body. In our case, we are just fetching the data, so we don't have any request body. So it will accept the request and send the data written in the form of JSON. this is a request. Okay, you, this is a request we have sent to the server, and response will look like this is a response. Sorry, this is a response. How it will look, this is a response. This is a response we got from the uh, server. This is forwarded to the another layers, and it will another layers, and then a particular design will be happen, and UI will represent this data using a beautiful design like this. I hope you understand what is a request and how a server will respond to the request, how a server will send the response, how a client will send the request to the server. This is all about HTTP protocols and HTTP methods, and how backend will work in this, how backend process the request, how server will process the request, and everything about Ritika, this is all about a HTTP request and methods. I hope you understand what I have explained. So if you have any doubts, please comment the message. I'll try to clarify it. So this is about the video. See, this is all about the HTTP. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.